Hello and welcome to KamenRider Blackman. And today we will be reviewing the Gaim Gaiden KamenRider Gridon versus KamenRider Bravo special. And it is argumentatively the dumbest thing to ever come out of Gaim. And I thought I was going to say more, but I completely slipped my mind on what else. But might as well just explain more about it. First off, it's 2 episodes, and they're both around 15 minutes each. And the plot is paper thin to ridiculous. It's a couple years in the future after the events of Gaim, where KamenRider Gridon Junichi is now a world-renowned pastry chef, and apparently, somehow, I don't know how either, but someone is able to use the powers of Helheim fruit for evil. Which is never it's used for evil, and their reasons or backstory as to why makes little to no sense. If I seem enthusiastic about this special, kind of because I am. I walked into this. I just got done watching it. I walked into this thinking, all right, this will probably be good, some good heart to heart tension, and instead it was stupid and not really fun. Okay, Takatora somehow learns about this. I guess Yaga's drill is still a company or whatever. But either who, Takatora contacts Orin about KamenRider Bravo about whoever the criminal is, and he instead puts an order. Well, instead he puts a hit out on Junichi. Here's the crazy thing, though. Eventually, Takatora finds who the bad guy is, who, by the way, is Junichi's assistant, and he knew that, but straight up put a freaking assassin. He puts an assassination hit on Junichi. Like, okay, if you knew who it really was, why didn't you just order Orin to go and kill them? I have no words right now for the moment. It's all right. Let's go through this now for a bit. So yeah, Junichi is now a world-renowned pastry chef, and which by the way, Orin is still. I still like Orin as a character. Turns out, after a few years, Junichi inherited his restaurant. He's become a celebrity, but Orin think now he's become a bit of a douchebag, which, well, even in show, Junichi was a douchebag. So why is he kind of surprised? Maybe it's because he thought he had grown up. And to be fair, he did. Like, I gotta be completely honest right now. The fact that he's become a big celebrity now, I don't know why. It didn't particularly seem to bother me because he's grown up. He's gone off to better things. And I think has brought his business along with it. So why would Oren be upset? It's just. And once. Alright. Well, once Oren. Okay, so once Oren tries to freaking kill Junichi, it turns out. Somehow from the Helheim Forest, like vines come out, brainwash him, or whatever. Bravo gets a new form, King Dorian Arms. Let's talk about it. It's. I think I personally don't like it because it's a bad mix of colors. Black, red, and gold with like green and silver. Those colors just don't work well together. It's like, ugh. And so, yeah, Orin goes crazy a bit as he's being manipulated by King Dorian Arms. And Takatora shows up as KamenRider Gridon. Oh, which reminds me of another thing with this right now. Since the events of Gaim, the only two riders that should remotely. Actually, no. The only three riders that should remotely still have their powers are Zangetsu, Ryugen, and Knuckle. Those three should be the ones who still have drivers and their powers intact. Riders like Gridon and Bravo, how do they still have drivers? It's never explained how or why. So apparently they still. So apparently, yeah, whatever. Just yeah. Takatora eventually just goes to the girl, who turns out to be an evil KamenRider. KamenRider Sylph, I believe. I that's yeah. KamenRider Sylph, I believe, is what she's called. How it's pronounced is in a very strange way. But let's talk about her suit. Her suit is called Hell's Arms. And it's not the. It's actually. Okay. If I'm not to shit or be unimpressed by anything for the moment, I will say that this suit does not look terrible. Like, there's plenty of silver showing in the right areas. I think there's a good mix of colors here. The weapon's unique. And Hells. I'm trying to think about what fruit is it based off of, because it looks kind of like a flower. Hell's Arms is fruit. Helheim's. Okay, it's based off of the Helheim fruit. So, okay. But yeah, Takatora finds out about Sylph. They fight. And here is just something they thought to throw in there since, yeah, stage shows, whatever. Zangetsu transforms into his own Kajidoki arms, which has been seen before in like the stage show and in the Zio movie over Corsair. And I will say this: that suit still looks great. I like how it's a green and gold version of Kajidoki arms, and along with that, white looks beautiful. I be honest right now, I like Zangetsu's suit as a whole anyway, but Kajidoki arms, it just looks so glorious with those great colors together. Green, gold, and white. Amazing. And while we're at it, yeah, Orin, while we're at it, yeah, to actually, Gridon, no, yeah, Junichi ends up getting beaten by Bravo, and his walnut lockseed, no, not walnut, his acorn lockseed ends up getting destroyed. So he gets a new suit, which comes from a Helheim fruit that wouldn't transform into a. Which comes from a Helheim fruit that wouldn't transform into a lockseed. Sorry for the moment, I'm looking up what a leech is, since the new form he gets is leech arms, and it's something prickly. Anywho, he gets his new suit from a Helheim fruit that wouldn't transform, and somehow the ghost of Hase just shows up out of nowhere and turns it into a lockseed, and he does it literally before he tries to eat it. Just I guess to stop him from the same mistake he made. Ah, bros. Anywho, so we get Gridon's really only power up, Leech Arms, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think what's I think a negative to the suit that I don't like are once again the mix of colors. Because Gridon's base form, well, Acorn Arms, is brown and silver. But now you just thrown in there gold, which is not entirely awful, but orange. Once again, with these power forms that Bravo and Gridon get, the colors don't mash well together with the underlinings of their suits. Because, like what I said, red, gold, and black on top of green and silver. And in this case, it's pretty much just orange and gold and white on top of brown and silver. And it's just such a random adjustment. Like if it was a mega no, even if it was a Megazord, it would look a bit absurd at first. But hey, he gets a new weapon though, which is kind of Overlord Baron-esque. And he's actually able to beat he actually is able to beat Bravo out of the King Dorian arms and save him. And Kajidoki Zangetsu will kill Sylph. And then Jonichi and Oren, they ride off in the sunset or whatever. I don't know nor care because these two episodes were stupid. They try to create the tension, and they try to go off of the relationship that was in the show with student and teacher, and it didn't hit hard. It didn't hit at home. Probably because everything else with this is just so stupid. First off, people can still access the Helheim Forest, which is a bit of a mystery, or which now looking at it, it's kind of absurd and ridiculous since now everything from the Helheim Forest is now its own planet because, well, Kota made it happen. So, are they trying to say that teleportation through space is possible? It does not elaborate on that. Okay, and now I'm just looking for its place in continuity, so which is why I'll be staring at my phone. This movie takes place after the events of the novel, which Bravo and Gridon have regained their Sengoku drivers. Okay, so that explains that. Okay, actually want to look up the novel too. Okay, the KamenRider Gaim novel, which came out. Okay, it came out a couple years ago in March of 2016. So this pretty much explains how they got their powers and new drivers. And so, okay, so there's at least is an explanation showing that the books are canon to the series. And I don't know, maybe I should have read the book first to get the idea. But either way, I think without the book, it's just so absurd, really. And I don't know, and after this, will read the synopsis for the novel to get the idea more, so maybe I'll get a second impression. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, tell your friends about KamenRider Blackman. The next time I review or watch something potentially involving Gaim, it will be more entertaining than those two episodes. Peace.